Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
I'm Margaret Howell reporting for Infowars.com. I'm joined in studio by Joshua Macias. He is head of Vets for Trump. Joshua, welcome to the Infowar. I want to jump right in. You've met with Donald Trump many times. Tell me, what are the issues that you put before him? Are you hopeful? I know that, we got him in. Now what?
Yes, we put forth the issues of veterans and their concerns. And when I say the veterans and their concerns, I mean the whole veteran, from traumatic brain injury, PTSD, all the way down to other concerns physically and monetarily. And I have to say that every time he's knocked it out of the park. Every time we brought an issue forward, he's brought forward a team, and they are implementing those things right now. We are very hopeful of what is to come for the veteran community.
When you talk to him, you get a sense that he has a heart for the vets of this country, and you guys are behind him. I noticed that at these rallies, and he would show up, you guys would be there. You really feel like he has a heart for you and your issues, don't you?
I know he does. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen how he's pulled in my friend Tony Porta, who was blown up 5 years ago as a wounded warrior. Many friends from the spec op communities to come in, our majors, our generals, all the admirals. He really has a heart and affinity for our community. He said himself that the veteran communities are the best among us. And I believe that. I see that. I know these men. I've worked with them side by side, served with them overseas. It is this community that was the backbone and implemented the whole movement, quite frankly. We were there, front lines, front and center, helping in any way, shape, or form necessary to ensure that Donald Trump became president.
How many of them are you, Joshua, in numbers? I know you're spread out across the U.S. Would you see, droves? Are we talking tens of thousands of supporters in this organization that are coming together for Donald Trump, essentially?
Well, from San Diego to Maine, the Veterans for Trump movement, the Vets for Trump movement is in the hundreds of thousands. We have every event that we go to, we easily line up 1,000 veterans to align outside of his VIP circle to create a buffer. We've seen, as you saw in the inauguration, 200,000 bikers for Trump, a majority of which are veterans showing up as well, and are all cross-pollinating with those groups and coalition.
And over the past 2 years, just as a reporter, I would cover so many stories of vets and suicide rates. They're off the charts. There was a hospital in Atlanta. They actually had to put a fence on the roof of the parking structure where they treated veterans so they wouldn't jump when they went to park their cars. We've seen President Obama neglect the vet on every level. We have a serious problem with homeless veterans in this nation. Do you feel like, what are some solution-based ideas that you have that you want to see Trump implement in these first 100 days?
Well, it's imperative that we look at the whole veteran, and I'm very excited for the new appointment of the Secretary of VA and all the subsequent appointments that we hope to see thereafter. Dealing with the issues from, as I said, the whole veteran, whether it's a monetary issue with getting them jobs, because a lot of the veterans need to see their next mission in life. They want to know what it is that they're going to do to be able to serve their country. They gave an oath to uphold the Constitution, to defend it against both foreign and domestic enemies. And now they're missionless. They want to help and serve in their domestic capacities wherever they can. And they're looking for jobs. They're looking for placement. They want to serve again. They want to give. This is how they want to live their lives. They are patriots. So jobs is a huge issue for the veteran community. And of course, it's our healthcare. It's ensuring that healthcare is being taken care of. All of these issues that have been lined up for decades, just stuck in a system of bureaucracy, which is imperatively needs to change, and which is happening within Trump's VA 10-point plan. I'm confident that that is going to occur. So dealing with our medical, dealing with our job placement. And then we have to deal with this crisis, which is the 30, yes, you say numerous suicides. We're from 20 to 30 a day. We're losing more veterans here in the domestic front than we do active duty overseas in the theater of war, which we've been at for 38 years.
Do you think under a Hillary Clinton presidency, the military support, and I know you guys are so upstanding, you don't share your opinions, especially on presidents, frankly, and presidential candidates. But if you could talk to me about this, what do you think our military would have looked like, and even having hope for people that have really suffered under the past 8 years because of Obama, because of these policies, because of these rogue foreign wars that we engage in and never come out of? Don't you think they would have continued? We've really come off a cliff here.
We really have. I believe that God just saved our country and will be saving the world in so many ways. To see Hillary Clinton would have just been the same thing Bill Clinton was, which I served under. Back in 96 to 02, I watched how my Navy was being torn apart. I saw how it was no longer going to be the military of my father, my grandfather, my cousins, and my brother, who just recently passed. It would not be the government supporting structure, which is so imperative to defend our freedoms and protect the rights and the Constitution. The military has lost so much over the past 15 years. The policies, what they have done. We are on pre-World War II numbers. It's imperative that we build up our military. It's imperative that we protect our borders. It is imperative that we take care of our citizens, our Americans first across this world. And from there, we will take care of our allies, take care of our friends along the way.
Joshua, I just want to talk to you a minute. You were talking about the issues. We're running out of time, but just take me back. So we've got jobs on the table for vets. We've got mental health issues on the table for vets, a homelessness issue that he's promised to tackle. Is there anything else that you want our audience to know that vets are facing? You know, we have such a massive veteran audience, and I know they already have a heart. They know these issues really well, but for people that don't understand them, that don't realize how our veteran community suffered, if you could just bring people in, maybe in an anecdotal way, and share some of that.
Sure. Thank you very much. Well, we have 1.2 million veterans that are under the poverty line. This needs to change. It's imperative. Veterans feel that we are second-class citizens. This is how we feel that we've been treated. This is not spanning just recent. This is for the Iraq and Afghanistan war veteran who has come back. They feel thrown to the side and have for going back to Vietnam War. Now, nothing has changed, unfortunately, for decades. And I believe that we see the heart, and we know that within 1 degree of separation from any veteran, we can get to 2/3 of America. Yes, we comprise only 10% of the country, but from there, it is the uncle, the brother, the cousin that has served. And it is family. We are family. We are your family. And it takes seeing the need. I think the compassion is there. I really believe that. I believe that America has compassion for our community, but we need to see what the need is. And it's time for veterans to stand up, to serve, to continue to serve, but now to serve in leadership positions so that they can help both their constituents, and their community. And when you see a veteran and you see an opportunity to help that veteran to step forward and step out in order to help in a community way, to encourage that veteran to do so.
Oftentimes we're the last people to ask for help, and we've neglected them. I know you've been in Washington, D.C. this past week celebrating the inauguration, and we saw tens of thousands of these idiotic protesters. I saw the sign, I had to tweet it. In the Women's March coming after it, a woman held up a sign that said, radical Islamic feminist. It's like she had no freaking clue.
No clue.
What she was even, talk to me a minute about those people, these ridiculous, it's almost like a brain dead, we have some population
Very
that's a
emotional.
little. What's going on with that, Joshua?
Well, I mean, I can't speak specifically what's going on with that.
Anything that you've seen you want to highlight?
Well, oh, yes, most definitely. What I can see is what I saw while I was here. You know, having walked the whole inauguration from the silver line to the orange line, if you look at a map, you can figure that out. Crossing the parade route of Pennsylvania Avenue 3 different times, ensuring that 50 VIPs were brought from the prayer breakfast to their seats, ensuring that people were brought through security where they could to come in, friends and family that were here celebrating, and other diplomats that I know, people that we know here. And all in all through that process, there were so many people at the inauguration. Then the next day, to see hundreds of, I don't know how many people, thousands of people to clog the subways. You know, I met up with a friend and an Afghan war veteran, and we were talking about mindfulness for the PTSD veteran. And we were wanting to share on the tube just as we were going down in DC up to lunch. I said, let's get together, let's talk on the train. And as we were walking in there, there had to have been at least 15,000 as we call them, pinkies with
They're
these pink hats.
Joshua, they really confused population. One vet putting the smackdown on these snowflakes. I love it. That is going to do it for us. I've loved having you here. Thank you so much. We are out of time. Check out this special report. It's going to be on the Nightly News tonight. And for more reports like this, check out our website, Infowars.com.
In case you haven't heard, Infowars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. Infowars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the Infowars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. Infowars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the Infowars store that are only available for Infowars Prime subscribers. That's Infowars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.